Oh, that's a hard one. Wow, he's an interview. I didn't know. I'll go all crazy on you. Well, I think they should provide for health care because I don't think anybody should have to go bankrupt for getting sick.
Should provide for essential rights like food, water, housing, privacy and healthcare, protection of worker rights and autonomy, maintaining and modernizing infrastructure in the vein of public transit, roads, phone lines, internet, and the energy grid, public education, including college, and plenty of other stuff I haven't mentioned. In terms of what it shouldn't provide, I'm not a very big fan of the punitive system of the prison industrial complex, nor the military industrial complex.
I think they should be able to be responsible for providing health care. They also provide for any kind of disability or any other care that people can't provide for themselves.
They should provide everybody the opportunity to have like health care. I think they should also be able to provide everybody the opportunity to have jobs. I do feel like everybody should work for what they want. However, some people aren't capable, so giving them that training for it. So housing for people that are homeless, but also making them responsible for continuing to improve themselves. So by training them to get a job so they can support themselves then to help with that. If they have a drug addiction, having help with the drug addiction.
I think they should provide health care because otherwise we can't afford it.
I feel that Social Security should be increased for more seniors because unfortunately, if you had noticed, we've got so many homeless people out there, and I feel like even though many homeless make their choices for their reasons of drugs or whatever, mental illness, but then there's people out there that really can't afford apartments, they're with their children. So I agree with her with the healthcare, but I also think that people that are on SSI or Social Security should be increased for those people that have put a lot of their hard work into society and they're being screwed.
Yes, I would. If they provided me health care, oh yeah.
For the things it currently provides? No, not really. Take some of the money we currently use to act as the world police, to overthrow sovereign governments, and to spy on its own citizens, and give it to stuff like education, public transit, infrastructure, housing, and healthcare, and I might be convinced. If it meant a higher standard of living for not only me, but for others, I'd absolutely be willing to pay more.
If they were to use the taxes for that, yes, I would be willing to pay a little bit more extra, especially if it creates a healthcare product or something like that, so we're not having to deal with insurance companies and all that kind of stuff.
Depending on what it is. So yes and no. I think as long as it's something that is helping people and those people do have an expectation, but I don't believe in just giving money and there's no responsibility on that person getting that money.
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Do 10% into my retirement, and then she wants to go to Yale, so I had to increase. So I would say probably 15% into the IRAs. I have a money market and an IRA for her.
Well, I don't currently have an income right now because I'm a full-time student, but in the future when I am employed, I plan to put as much as I can afford to into my savings, so pretty much whatever I'm not spending on everyday costs, and as much as I possibly can into retirement.
Savings, I usually try to do at least 2 to 3% per month. And then on my retirement, I do the full amount every year, which is $7,000.
So for savings, probably just like 5%. And then for retirement, about 25%.
I'd rather put it under my pillow. With everything going down in our economics and our world today financially, There might be a day you might wake up and your banks are going to be frozen.
I wouldn't put my money in a bank account because they're always trying to get, how much you
Yes.
have.
Oh gosh, I'm hoping a couple million.
Wow, yeah.
I'm
I
almost
would
there to
hope
a
so, too,
million.
yeah.
I'm older than I look. It's only 10 years away.
Retirement is so far off into the future for me that I don't really have a plan for it. I guess sometime in my 60s with at least $1 million sounds like it might work out, but that's not really a certainty.
I'm hoping to have it all done when I do retire, and I'm hoping to have at least $600,000 to $1 million.
I want to retire in 10 years, so I will be 62, but I'm supposed to retire 67. So depending on our situation with our house, and I just want to have enough where we have health care provided for, our house is paid off. We need, a couple, like 3,000 or 4,000 a month.
Because I own a home, that is my retirement. I will be 60 this year, which is the new 50s? Yay! But if something were to happen to the point where I need money fast, I would sell. And obviously, make a decent amount of money for my retirement to sustain me through my elderly years.
Yeah, I was injured too early in life and never got a chance to own a home. So I have nothing and no backup. Winning the lottery is the only way I'm ever going to have any kind of security.
In my opinion, most people were realistic in terms of their expectations for the role that the government plays in our lives. Some people have a plan for how or when they will retire, but it usually seems to be pretty vague. The financial advice I would give to the people I interviewed would be to invest in a 401k or solo 401k plan. A 401k is a tax advantage retirement account provided by employers. 401k plans are often funded by pre-tax payroll deductions. The employer may choose to match employee contributions. This is essentially free money, and nobody would want to pass that up. This is a list of how much money they might be gaining. And thank you for watching.